There is a hidden history that's been deliberately obfuscated from the peoples of the world, and that's why I am on the trail of a Nephilim. The Genesis 6 narrative states that the Nephilim are on the earth in those days and also afterwards. If that's true, can we find evidence that corroborates this? I'm L.A. Marzulli. Join me as we go on the trail of a Nephilim. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli, coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains. Another report. I think you'll find this interesting, but first a word from our trusted sponsor. Folks, have you taken a good look at the banks lately? On the surface, everything seems fine, but there seems to be a whole lot more going on underneath. It's like looking under the hood of a car and finding a mess of broken wires and parts. The parts are loans for homes, cars, and those credit cards we all use. Folks, they're hitting record highs. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Why risk your money for a tiny 5% return when things are so shaky? This is where Noble Gold Investments can help. They're like that friend who knows all about keeping money safe. They suggest gold and silver, oldies but goodies in the financial world. Plus, they've got a sweet deal, a free 1/4 ounce gold standard coin this month if you qualify. Pretty good stuff, right? If you're curious, just give them a call at 877-646-5347. It's just a chat, no pressure. They'll help you figure out if gold and silver are right for you. Or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Once again, the number 877-646-5347. Folks, we've invested in Noble Gold, and quite frankly, I'm glad we did. This is really short, and I think you'll find this interesting. This is from Anita Griggs, who sent it to me. I have yet to watch the YouTube on this. Hopefully I can send it over to John Adam and he can put a link in this. But here's a comment pulled from the above video, which talks about giants and other races of people in the Grand Canyon. I'm not pushing the video, but rather a comment I read in the comment section. Let it add to your collection of testimonies about the Smithsonian suppressing their actions about giants. It is the 15th or so comment down. So there's the email. It's 11 days ago. This is from a man who spoke to his grandfather. So he's relating a story. So it's secondhand, third-hand information. There's absolutely no way to vet it. But in my opinion, there's a ring of truth to this, and I'll read it to you right now. My grandfather worked for the Smithsonian as a photographer, and he told me they had giant skeletons back when I was a little boy. That was back in the early 1900s, okay? They have stuff that you would never imagine. Some of it they will never let come to light. How many times have we heard this? This is not conspiracy theory. In my book, On the Trail of a Nephilim, down in Peru with the elongated skulls right behind me, it's all there. I mean, giants once roamed the earth. The Nephilim were here. They were out on Catalina Island. You've seen the pictures. I've shown you what that looks like. That's a 9-footer. And then the museum tried to cover it up. Why did they do this? Because it goes against the prevailing paradigm. What is the prevailing paradigm in the scientific community and in academia? It's the Darwinian paradigm. That all this, there is no God, there is no supernatural. All this just evolved mindlessly over millions or billions of years. They just keep adding zeros to it because they figure that we're stupid enough to believe that if you just add more years, somehow the complexity of the DNA, the double helix of life, will just spring into being. We know that that's not going to work, ever. There's a designer there. See Ben Stein's movie Expelled. If you've never watched that, go rent it. I mean, why sit in ignorance and watch goofy YouTube videos all day long when you can actually watch a film that really gets into it, especially when Stein sits down with Richard Dawkins. It's classic. And I use that presentation that part of the film in my presentations all the time. Because Dawkins has no idea where the first self-replicating molecule came from. And Stein goes, well, how do you think it happened? And Dawkins, who's one of the premier evolutionists of the 20th and 21st century, says, well, no one knows. And no one does know. And that's where God comes in. He spoke everything into existence. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. He was with God in the beginning. All things were created by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Now, we can believe that he spoke everything into existence and he holds all things together, or we can just go, well, I really don't believe in this. This is why prophecy in the guidebook of the supernatural is so absolutely important. It's paramount. And yet, for the most part, churches neglect it. They don't talk about the prophecies in the Bible. Are you aware that the prophecies in the Bible, I think there's 20 or 23 prophecies from different scriptures, from different centuries, all talking about the crucifixion? They pierced my hands and feet. The bulls of Bashan, the bulls of Bashan have encompassed me. I mean, betrayed by a friend, 30 pieces of silver. They pierced my hands and feet. I mean, I could go on. My garments are separated. They cast lots from my garments. It's all in prophecy. It's all right there. And one man fulfills all those ancient prophetic texts, right? That were hundreds of years before the crucifixion was even invented by the Romans. And yet, for the most part, churches ignore it. They ignore the prophecy. From there, let's leap into what we're looking at now, because prophecy is all around us right now. Jesus warns us it'll be like the days of Noah when he returns. Men will faint from fear from what's coming upon the earth right there. That's what's coming upon the earth. I've written books on it. We've got films on it. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterwards. The giants were real. So before you go, if you've not seen our UFO films, this is the latest, 7 and 8, Roswell, exoneration. It's real investigative reporting, folks. And then we go into the debris field. And what we find there will blow your mind. And we've had the metal tested. So you can go to streaming.lamarzulli.net. Stream all the films. The last two, 9 and 10, will be out the end of April. So there's a lot going on. And you know what? When you guys go there and you purchase a DVD or you do streaming, you keep us doing what we're doing here. And all I can say is thank you. Thank you for believing in what we do. There is a hidden history that's been deliberately obfuscated from the peoples of the world. And that's why your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli, is on the trail of the Nephilim.